back, baby.
We're back.
Round 3. We've got Gordon Bald piloting Green Red Tron versus Stephen Comminos, who is not on Jeskai Ascendancy. Or he may be, I don't know.
We did. Got it in round 1. Yeah. Okay.
Elves, we've got it.
There we go.
Little green men.
I would hate to have Stephen Comminos experience a misnomer of what deck he's playing.
Right.
Gordon looks completely nonplussed.
He's also keeping. Casual keep, though.
Yep. One of the 8 1-mana elves. 12 if you count your what's the
Heritage
payoff? The Heritage Druid.
Which I believe I saw in his hand.
It can be very relevant. I mean, if you Heritage Druid into Dwynen's Elite.
Oh, I mean, that card's just insane. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Don't get me started.
I'm not
Don't
getting you
do it.
I'm not getting you started. I'm just saying that it can be counted amongst the mana elves.
I see. Okay. That's fine then.
Your Mystics and Llanowar elves.
Gordon is thinking about how sweet it's going to be to put those pyroclasms into his main.
There was a time their Pyroclasm was a staple
Here we go.
of Tron main decks. Here we go, firing it up. Drawing a card, we got 1 floating.
Passing turn.
And this is how this deck wins. We've committed 4 power to the board on the first 2 turns. And any number of things can happen next turn. He can collect company. He can
All right, so right now, Scott is making an announcement. So that's why there's no action going on. Sorry, continue.
the announcements regarding the $25 vintage tournament that's going to happen here on Sunday morning.
Sunday.
Not really in the morning, 1 o'clock. Any Sunday I participate in, that's still the morning.
Yeah. So things you can do other than play this vintage tournament. Watch football. Go to GP Atlanta. Watch GP Atlanta coverage, which I'm hoping to be on.
It's a Sylvan Scrying getting the 3rd Tron piece here.
All right, so
Got a power plant of mine. Here comes the tower.
thinking Karn next turn.
With any luck. I think Ugin would be much better.
Absolutely.
As you would get the entire board.
But you can't cast Ugin, right? Ugin costs 8. You'll have 7 mana. Wormcoil Engine would be also very good. Here we go.
All right.
Nettle Sentinel online.
3.
Yes, I would, he says.
Yeah, so Ugin's going to cost 8. And you only have 7. So Karn's the best play. If he's going to...
Wormcoil is solid, too. I think Wormcoil is probably better than Karn.
I think
right?
Oblivion Stone's probably better than both of them.
Yeah, I don't think you can cast Oblivion Stone and expect to untap at this point, though.
Right. Yep, more company.
He's multi-companied at this point.
Yep, and he found his, Yep, here it is, the Azuri, as well as... I'm trying to remember the name of this green-black elf.
Shaman of the Pack?
Shaman of the Pack, that's right.
Shaman?
And he's gonna get a damage for each elf in play.
Absolutely. Now he's got an Azuri, he's also got an Elvish Archdruid.
There it is, Shaman of the Pack.
Shaman of the Pack.
I could have told you what it did, I couldn't remember.
Well, luckily for
what
you.
the name of it was. 3, 6, 8, 9. So you're going to get 9. We're going to have Gordon Ball going to 11.
All right. We've got the O-Stone.
We got the O-Stone.
The O-Stone also costs 8 to play and blow up.
Right, it's 3 and 5.
So Wormcoil is...
Here's the Wormcoil.
Is Wormcoil enough? No, we have a Court of Calling.
Oh, I see Azuri on top too, so he's just gonna give all these things trample and +3/+3. So even if you count Gordon's life total at 15 and the fact he blocks one of them,
Right.
Steven gets way in there.
Way in there.
We can't find Pyroclasm fast enough.
Yeah, he's like pulling out the pyroclasms.
And-
Hope he doesn't have the Kozilek's returns instead, because 3 can actually be a little bit too slow in this matchup.
Yep. And Steven is... This Elves deck is so set up in the main deck, he's probably already has a Shaman to kill artifacts in the main deck. He probably brings another one in.
Okay, yeah, a little Verdian Shaman.
I was thinking
Reclamation Sage.
Reclamation Sage. You're so much better at that than I am.
I think Reclamation Sage is a human, though.
Disagree.
Bring it up.
Bring it up. Pull it up.
Bring it up, baby.
Bet you a soda.
I'll take that.
I already bought him a soda tonight, so we're just gonna
We're
or not
double
he
or
pays,
nothing on this soda.
double or nothing on sodas.
No!
It's an elf! Winner, winner!
Stupid elves.
Man, I'm gonna have so many sodas.
You're gonna have just infinite sodas.
Which is actually the worst for me because I'm trying not to drink as much pop. It makes you chubby.
I'm just gonna buy him and be like, "Are you gonna drink that?"
Listen, if you ever need to know how to get the better end of a bet, John Douglas can teach you about that. Just ask him next time you're at an event. So does Kozilek's return target or trigger on just creatures?
Yes,
Okay, so
I believe so. Let's pull up Kozilek's return because that's gonna be relevant. Did it trigger off of Ugins?
no, I think it's just creatures with cost 8 or more.
I think it's 7 or more, but Eldrazi creature spell.
And Eldrazi 7 or more. So actually probably isn't that good.
Well, the reason to run Kozilek's return is you can find it off of Ancient Stirrings.
Oh wow. That is something else. Find it off of Ancient Stirrings.
That's the benefit, but the cost is that it's just gonna cost you 1 more. Being instant speed isn't incredibly relevant. Like the backside of it's huge, but if you're casting the backside of it, you've already won.
Right. Yeah, I really think Ugin and Pyroclasm are the 2 cards that you wanna lean on.
Absolutely.
Because Oblivion Stone, if you could reliably activate it over 2 turns, cast it 1 turn, activate it the next turn, then you're in business. But you can't do that when he's got Chord of Calling and Collected Company to try and get these Reclamation Sages out. The onus is really on the Tron deck here.
Absolutely.
The Elf deck has a plan, and the Tron deck doesn't really interact with it that well.
I think I'm fine, like going down to even 5 to try and find a Pyroclasm in my starting hand.
Concur.
Like, it's so important for this matchup. Tron mulligans pretty well. So I'm a little bit biased against Tron decks as a Jund player. I wish all the Jund players would just kind of go away to like some other place. To play
All the
Magic.
Tron players
Yeah.
just want them to cast their big colorless idiots against each other and not against you.
Yeah, not against me.
I've never played a Tron deck. I own all the small pieces. I don't own I would have to buy Karns and Wormcoil engines and Oblivion Stones to get into them, and they just don't. It's a hard deck to buy into because those cards don't do anything anywhere else.
Right. It was definitely a deck to buy into like a few years ago.
Sure.
I was kind of hoping they would all go away with this Eye of Ugin ban, but just not the case. Tower Star Go.
This is the start you want. This leads him into a pyroclasm.
Pendelhaven into Llanowar Elves.
So do you wait here? Do you try and get some
Absolutely.
3 or 4 creatures off of it?
Yeah, you're not satisfied with one.
There we go. We're gonna find out if we have Kozilek's return. Looks like we got stars. Yep,
A
a land.
Temple Garden.
That's interesting.
I don't know what white he would have that he really wants. Oh, he's got a path in hand.
That's pretty good. Pithing Needle. So we're seeing some interesting sideboard tech here.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think Pithing Needle's a standard main deck card for Tron decks.
Let's bring up some Pithing Needle action. Let's look at this one.
It's name a non-land card.
Right.
Activated abilities of that card can't be played.
Unless they're mana abilities. So this Heritage Druid name does nothing.
Fantastic.
So we've got a dead artifact on the board. Let's see if Steven realizes this. I don't think he even has a Heritage Druid in hand, so.
Yeah. Steven does have a Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx in play.
That's a solid one.
That card can get out of hand.
I mean, so can this Elvish Archdruid. I think every card in the Elves deck can get out of hand. Like, I don't think there's a single card in there that's just like, you know what, this is just going to do what it says.
Burden Forge Tender's a card that they can play.
It's in his hand as well.
And that card it's in hand and can't get out of hand.
Exactly.
He can cast it here. He's gonna activate this Windswept Heath to some end. And I'm willing to bet this Burden Forge Tender's seeing the board this turn.
Depends on what all he's playing this turn.
Nope.
Like, I'm
Apparently not.
crazy about the Burning Forge Tender until you have, like, really committed to the board.
Well, that's fine because he's not gonna play it. He got a green black land.
So I think he's content to play a Collecting Company at end of turn and then try to go off next turn.
He's passing. I would get at least this other elf. You can do both. You can put some on board and yeah.
So this Archer is going to tap for 3 right now.
Yeah, 4 mana. Okay, we're gonna main phase it, and then this thing could tap for probably 5-ish.
Yeah. 1 bajillion. Another Archdruid.
Oh god, this is so
Pyroclasm is no longer an answer.
right. So the Archdruids give +1/+1 to all the elves, and bringing the minimum toughness to 3.
Tap this for 4.
5. He gets himself.
5. Sure. Elvish Champion.
Elvish Champion. The toughnesses are now 4.
We now
we've
have
got 2 elves
Forest
floating.
Walk, correct?
All right. Let the 2 mana go.
Forest Walk. So we have an army of unblockables.
Man.
So you have 1 turn to do something here.
To do.
It's not going to do it.
Nope.
So this is just game, right?
I can't imagine it not being game. It's notable here that the Pendelhaven no longer does anything.
Sure.
It no longer
It
has
adds
legal,
green mana.
He no longer has legal targets for that.
So it's 4, 8, 13. Yeah, this is mega lethal.
Yep. Lethal you.
Mega lethal even. 25 damage. He does have a path in hand.
So he gets one of the pumpers.
By 5, 6, 7. Which is exactly 18 still. No. 16.
It does come into play tapped with a path to exile.
Get your shit together, Steven. This is why we featured Billy in round 1 and not Steven. Kill you.
Shaman you.
Game over.
Man, that was a fast one. God, how come we don't see more of this elf deck at like the larger events?
It's a little bit susceptible to hate. I feel like it has a decent matchup against Affinity game 1.
Uh-huh.
And then like games 2 and 3, like you can just bring in your Whip Flare, is that what it is?
I bring in Aether Grid, Gurfer Aether Grid.
Sure.
Whip Flare's equally good.
The
But-
Jund decks have a bunch of sweepers out of the board and just like a
Oh
ton
god,
of
yeah, they get Jund
removal.
Charm, don't they? Just Pyroclasm instant speed.
Yeah, and then you just get a like instant speed, like lightning bolt their lords, and then block their guys, and it's not a great matchup for them there. The Jeskai matchups have sweepers as well as like everything else. So it doesn't have great matchups, but it is a very fast, very linear deck. I think if you just want to play a very fast, very linear deck, you just play Infect instead, right?
Sure.
It's a little bit faster, a little bit more linear,
Yeah.
probably a little bit easier to play, a little bit harder to hate out. Just a slightly better version of this Elves deck.
Elves deck is fun to watch though.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Elves deck.
So we'll keep showing it here when we can on Top Deck Productions. We'll come back to you next round with some more modern